Today I fucked up by falling asleep on the couch after taking a shower. This morning, I got home after my night shift and I was fucking exhausted. I immediately went to have a shower, then went downstairs into the lounge to lay on the sofa watching TV in my towel. I must have gotten too comfortable because I woke up a couple of hours later with a blanket over me and the TV turned off. There was a post-it note stuck to the blanket saying, "Figured you wouldn't want Owen seeing you like this, so I put a blanket over you. Hope you don't mind, Nick." For the record, Nick is my 14-year-old. Owen is 6. I pulled off the blanket to see what he was talking about. Then it clicked. The towel had come undone slightly as I slept. My boobs were still covered but my lower half was completely exposed. Not to mention, I was sleeping facing the doorway. Knowing Nick's routine, the poor lad probably poured himself some cereal and walked into the lounge to find his half-naked mum sprawled out across the sofa with her vagina on display. He must have been so embarrassed. This, in turn, makes me feel deeply embarrassed. At the same time though, I am extremely proud of him for the way he handled the situation, especially for a 14-year-old. It would have been so easy for him to just leave me there until Owen found me. He was probably too embarrassed to wake me or adjust my towel, so he decided to cover me with a blanket. Now I don't know what to do. I know that he saw me and he knows that I know that he saw me, so I feel like I should thank him. But I don't know if that would just make things awkward. Like, "Hey, son, thank you for covering your mother's kitten so that your brother wouldn't see. I appreciate it." Too long didn't read, went for a lay down on the sofa in my towel after getting back from a night shift. Woke up hours later to find that my son found me half naked with my vagina on display and covered me with a blanket to make sure his little brother didn't see what he saw. I would thank him for his compassion. I will do that. He acted very responsibly. This is such a wholesome fuck up tbh. It is, isn't it? Honestly tell him thank you for covering you up. Reassure him that without our clothes on, everyone looks just the same and that when people live together, eventually someone is going to see someone naked. Literally don't make a big deal out of it. Thanks. I will try not to make a big deal out of it. I would literally just say thank you for what you did this morning and let it go. You are raising a thoughtful, compassionate young man, and acknowledging his thoughtfulness without making it a huge deal will encourage him to continue to act this way. If you turn it into a deep and meaningful conversation, you will end up in cringe town, so let it go knowing you have raised him well. It will only be made into a huge big deal if it becomes the thing that is never discussed. I would just thank him and then just ask if he has any questions. You're absolutely right. Best to keep things out in the open. I will thank him. I do wonder what questions, if any, he will have. Today I fucked up by openly making ridiculous jokes about my penis. Obligatory not today. Several years ago, I worked with some really chill people at the time, and we openly talked about sexual things all the time. I'd sort of made a personal game out of fabricating ludicrous rumors for a laugh. And as we all know, there's always one person in every group who's the gullible one. One day, we were talking about penises, most notably physical traits, size, girth, tattoos, you name it. And then the subject of curvature came up. I had mostly been listening and having a laugh as the ladies I was working with recounted stories, until one of them asked if I had a curve. Spoiler alert, I do, but that answer was boring. Seeing an opportunity, I put on a serious face and answered sort of. Perfect bait. Of course, they asked what I meant, so I told them it's more like a 60-degree left hook. I expected a laugh. I didn't expect them to believe it. They asked for clarification, why and or how this is a thing. Being a quick thinker, I cobbled together a story. Well, firstly, I sleep naked. I pretended to be embarrassed. And I used to sleepwalk really bad. And you know, when a guy gets up and starts moving around, it sort of comes to attention on its own. Well, I guess I was hungry one night, because I woke up screaming, having shut it in the refrigerator door. It's had an elbow ever since. Ridiculous, right? Nobody in their right mind would believe that. Nope, they ate that shit up. Within a week, Every single one of my co-workers had asked me about it, including supervisors. I tried explaining that I had completely bullshit the story and that I didn't expect anyone to believe it. MZ, that happened to be the thing that people wouldn't believe. Years later, new hires were still approaching me asking about my dick elbow. I couldn't escape it. Too long didn't read. I made up a story about my penis that nobody was supposed to believe. It got spread as fact and now nobody will believe that it's delightfully average. Edit, I'm not even safe on Reddit as it seems. The most bizarre part of this post is the many unsolicited requests for dick pics, and while it's hilarious, the answer is no. I know I'm at an indefensible position here, and that nobody will ever believe that my penis isn't sadly and horribly misshapen at this point, but I have personal integrity to maintain. I've never sent dick pics in my life, and I'm not going to start for strangers on the internet. Sorry to anyone who's disappointed about this. And now you make this post in hope a coworker sees it and changes everyone's minds, huh? Nice try, elbow dick. Classic elbow dick. The nice thing with the joke about your penis is that it's really short. Takes angle of the dangle to a whole new level. Well, this story took a turn. So did his dick. Come on, show them. Let's just set up a Zoom meeting, please. Today I fucked up by getting obsessed with my boyfriend's toy pussy and giving her oral. NSFW, obviously XD. So my boyfriend has a toy pussy and it is kind of a sensitive topic for him. I wasn't pushing anything, just left them be. The last couple weeks he seemed to get more comfortable with it and I saw her lying around in the open more. And I kind of took a liking to her. Just the idea of his dick being in there makes me crazy. So I started playing around with her. And man, I obsessed. I cannot put her down. I am bisexual, but I never thought of threesomes before. Now I cannot get the idea out of my head of licking a pussy he is fucking. So I decided to surprise him and make him more comfortable by, you may guess, let him catch me giving oral to his pussy toy. Well, didn't go as planned. He opened the door, saw me, I winked flicking my tongue sexily, and he walked right back out. Didn't text him yet. I think I will just wait for him to come back. I don't think he is mad, but it was quite the sensitive topic. Maybe he just needs some time to process. Too long didn't read. My boyfriend has a toy pussy. I became obsessed with giving her oral. Let him catch me to make it a surprise. He walked straight out on me. Update, yeah, so in short, we talked. He didn't expect to see what he saw. Naturally, he had a bad day and it was a bit too much. We laughed. We'll bring the subject up another time, smile. Is it normal to refer to sex toys as her? Most likely English is Op's second language, and she's used to gendered nouns. Lamau. If I walked in on my wife doing something like this with a toy, I'd walk DF back out too thinking the fuck did I just see? Thanks for the laugh. Hope he cleaned out the toy gooch after he splooged or you'll be licking day old cheese. Hopefully, this is r/brand new sentence, but honestly, I'm not too sure. I was waiting for he walked in and his mom followed right behind him. I just audibly gasped. And on that day Op's inbox achieved critical mass from all the horny people messaging her, the resulting explosion releasing 3-4 antigens per hour.